Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Why do the cult of SJWs hate anti-SJWs and skeptics and just overall anybody who disagrees with them on either one of those points? Why do they hate them with such passion? Why do they hold such disdain for people who they disagree with? So we've asked the question. Now it's time we find the answer. Why do SJWs dislike antis and people who disagree with them more than they dislike actual racists and sexists? How does this affect and make anti-SJWs think and feel? Well, I've sent this question out to a lot of people. Why do they think the cult of SJWs dislikes people who disagree with them more than actual racists and actual sexists? I have two working theories. One is simple in-group, out-group think. And the other one is they feel like they can sway the open-minded, but haven't through regular debate. So instead of trying to initiate the regular debate, they're trying shaming tactics, which we all know works so well. But more importantly, what do other people think?
So the only SJW that I've actually interacted with that Sinatra's mentioned is Michael Rowlands, and he spent the entire time basically telling me that I was too moronic to understand that I was oppressed and criticizing me for living in a country where I have free will, freedom of speech, and the right to education. So I'm not a fan, let's just say that. I just have to say, trying to convince people that they're either oppressed or oppressors isn't really going to help your cause. If you really want to stop people from thinking in racist manners, why don't you talk to the actual racists instead of people like me who simply just don't agree with your ideology?
So you've asked for a 30-second clip on how it feels and what I think about being hated more by the brain trust. Well, I'd like to think of the people you've got in this video, I have a bit of an edge. See, I had a 30+ minute video done on me by the Spud. Yeah, that's right, Kevin Logan, one of the brain trust. You know, the guy who's okay with hitting Nazis or people he deems to be Nazi. Person who can't string a solid argument together without devaluing it by inserting profanities. In truth, I'm actually honoured he would insult me so much. It's cute, it's adorable, and quite frankly, it amused me.
Met some guys, thought they were grand. Try to talk, try to understand. Then I started to realize they're just as bad as these shives. They fucking hate me. They fucking hate me. La 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 la, I tried too hard and they called me a Nazi like I was one, and blocked me anyway. I was dumb to think they'd see my point of view from being an anti. Bunch of goddamn ideal yards, as honest as a demagogue. They fucking hate me. They fucking hate me. La 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 la. I tried too hard and they called me outright like I am one, and blocked me anyway.
Dun 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 dun.
There's someone calling. Hey, your phone is ringing and.
What is it now? Really? Really? You're fucking kidding me. They did a whole thing on it. Covered the whole thing. Big deal about it. But were the newspapers? Were there like glistening headlines across every... That's not important. That's not... Thank you. This is fucking incredible. We did it! We finally did it! Someone is afraid of me! Ah! Fuck yeah! Finally, it is happening to me right in front of my face, and I just cannot hide it.
Hey everybody, it's Adam, aka Friended Forever. So I'm talking about how it feels to be hated by the Christie Winners social justice clique here on YouTube. I want to say right now that it feels pretty awful, to be honest with you, because I don't think I have enough subscribers to actually be hated by these people. These people seem to really only be interested in going after people that can get them some attention. So I don't know that I am hated by them, but when I am hated by them, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. That's how I'm gonna feel about it. I'm gonna bask in my success and I'm gonna rub their noses in it every single day. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Danny Courts is one of the lower tier members of the Brain Trust. He is a male feminist, which is deeply troubling for those female people that are around him. He hates me. I'm sure if you were to go to his Twitter account and scroll through, you will see the day that he stated that he hates me above all else. It's so nice to be hated by such a weak character like you, Danny.
So in response to your kind of questions, Sinatra, I really only have to say that you yourself kind of answered it. If you look at your own video that you released, and this is not me trying to be a complete cunt, although I'll probably come off that way, you repeatedly refer to us versus them. And that gets to the real crux of what we're talking about in terms of why these people are so much more willing to go after someone like Sargon or Bering. And this is exactly why. It all comes down to us versus them. Hang on, let me take a drink because, whoo lads, I'm about to go into the meaning of all life.
They haven't said much about the meaning of life so far, have they?
Well, it's been building up to it.
Has it?
Yeah, I expect they'll get onto it now.
Personally, I very much doubt if they're going to say anything about the meaning of life at all.
Okay, really the meaning of most human interaction all comes down to social identity. What groups do we identify with and what groups do we not identify with? The fact of the matter is kind of twofold. One, that these social justice types, they think that you are far closer to them, as you yourself describe, as center, right or left, whatever, doesn't matter, as center right. Center is what they're looking for. They think that you are close enough to their social identification that they can move you through persuasion and through shaming. That is exactly why they behave the way they behave. Look at how that fucking cuck, whatever his name was, who talked to Sargon at MythCon behaved. He did that precisely because he thought, well, if I shame Sargon and then shame his audience, I can move those of them that are within my sort of realm of persuasion. This is social judgment theory. I can move them to agreeing with me more thoroughly. That is exactly why they don't engage with the alt-right. Well, that and the fact that they know they cannot in earnest debate any of the talking points of the alt-right because they would embarrass themselves. But this is the whole point. They're not really trying to win a war of ideas. They're not actually trying to convince anyone. They're trying to win a war of attrition. They're trying to make you feel bad and make you change your outward beliefs, or at least your expression of your beliefs, to be more similar to theirs. Because this is all about in-group and out-group mentality. Again, it's not about belief systems, not really. It's about being part of my shared social group. And that's exactly why the left eats their own constantly, and why they require consistent and continual symbols of reaffirmation of your virtue. Because it's just about group mentality. It's not about beliefs. It's not about ideology. It's not about anything real. It's about tribalism. And that's it. That is exactly why they go after people like Sargon and Bering, and not someone like, I don't know, Millennial Woes, at least not to the same extent. They just can't compete, and they're not interested in it. This has been Aiden Paladin, and I'm glad I introduced you to the meaning of life. All things are tribalism, all things are social identity. Just look at evolutionary social psychology, and all of a sudden you will become a grandmaster wizard of all knowledge, I guess, or some shit, I don't fucking know.
Hi, I'm Dater Lucum, and I have a question I'm genuinely curious about. Specifically, to what degree are any of you interested in finding out what people think? I'm not being facetious here. In fact, I'm honestly starting to get a little concerned. As someone who has been in live streams, met people in person, and yes, been in pictures with people deemed Nazis, white supremacists, racists, sexist, etc., I find myself asking this question a lot, because after talking to quite a few people, I at least couldn't find any indication of any evidence supporting any of these rather abhorrent accusations. So I'm stuck here wondering where any of this is coming from. And then, of course, to add to my concern, for some reason, simply interacting with these people, agreeing sometimes, disagreeing other times, or like I said, being in the same picture, has suddenly saddled me with the same level of accusations that are usually reserved to people that espouse some of the worst ideas and opinions in society. Is that justified? Talking to people, maybe liking their style, maybe liking their presentation, maybe only agreeing with a single thing they said, but disagreeing with everything else. And I can't fucking stress this enough. Being in a picture with somebody. Seriously, how does this make me a white supremacist? As far as I can tell, it's just people like you, deciding that these people are a certain way, and then every single other person that they have ever interacted with now has to also take on that same label or accusation or whatever. A sort of guilt by association, by accusation. But maybe I'm wrong, so I'll ask this again in a slightly modified way. To what degree are any of you actually interested in finding out what someone actually thinks? No assumptions, no accusations, no unfair interpretations. What they tell you, what they demonstrate to you, that they actually think.
The social justice fiends and unfocused outists of cultural Marxist enthusiasm hate Nazis and fascists, but they hate those for whom they disagree with even more. Sure, they can justify their hatred and any despicable act that they might commit in the name of fighting something evil, but for those that disagree with their methods or their purpose, they reserve the maximum amount of disdain for them. Why might this be? These people that oppose them are a greater threat than the handful of neo-Nazis or alt-righters out there. But more than that, they sound just like their parents.
Not a racist, not a racist. Not a racist, not a racist, not a racist.
Never mind.
Not a racist, not a racist, not a racist.
They love me.
Not a racist.
I don't know why the girl had me say those things.
Not a racist, not a racist. Not a racist, not a racist, not a racist.
Never mind.
Not a racist, not a racist.
Cognitive Thought, for those of you who don't know, is a piece of shit who I don't like. I've blocked him on Twitter and stuff because I've never had an interaction with that person that I've ever enjoyed.
Why do you think I'm a piece of shit, Michael? What do you mean you didn't enjoy our interactions? What did I do wrong? Oh shit, I remember.
Of the 114, 36 were about Anita. Definitely not obsessed.
Did you hear that? Thunderfoot has made 36 videos on Anita Sarkeesian. Now, considering Thunderfoot has 636 videos on YouTube, this means that 5.7% of Thunderfoot's videos are on Anita Sarkeesian, and this apparently is enough to consider a person obsessed. So, considering Michael Rowlands has 166 videos uploaded, and 15 of these videos are about bearing, this means that approximately 9% of Michael's videos are on bearing, meaning Michael Rowlands is obsessed with bearing, or at least by Michael's own logic.
So this whole trope of social justice warriors hating me more than they hate real racists it's honestly really exhausting. And it drives me crazy. And one of the reasons why it drives me crazy so much is because it's lazy. Their disdain for me, I find it extremely lazy. And I don't like rewarding laziness from anyone. I've spent almost the entire week now talking to people behind the scenes, trying to understand the psychology of compelling groups, of subcultures, of the way that young men and even young women get sucked into extremist groups. You know, I'm doing research. I've been talking to extremists to understand them. And I do this because I want to help people not be in extremist groups. And I'm going to put all this energy and all this time and effort into it because I think it's the right thing to fucking do. But then I'm going to get judged by people who are so fucking lazy that their contribution to the world, or at least the internet world, this week is going to be maybe only one, but probably multiple live stream bullshit random talks about how much they hate Bering or how much they hate Sargon, or hey, maybe we'll switch it up and they'll talk about how much they hate me. These people hate me more than they hate racists. And the reason why is because they've lost perspective on what the whole thing is about. For them, it's about scoring points. It always has been. That's the nature of regressive authoritarianism, is to very slowly but surely be able to score those points, count those points, collectively find what is, you know, your virtue score or rating. It doesn't actually matter about the message. It doesn't really matter about trying to achieve anything. It just matters about winning. And it's a sad, pathetic fucking way to operate. It really honestly is. I have no respect for these people. I tried for a long time, but to the point where now I'm making videos critical of races, and they're still so desperate to hate me that they'll find every little nitpicking way to rephrase things that I said, or things that they said, just to stay mad at me. No. Fuck you people. I don't need you, and I'll do it without you. And kiss my ass.
Okay, so Sinatra wanted to know how I feel about being hated by fisty super feminist SJW brain trust more than they seem to hate actual sexists and actual racists. So here goes. I don't give a fuck. In fact, I think the way these cockheads completely spaz out about some of the tame shit said by me and by people like me is fucking hilarious. It's like these guys wake up in the morning and actually strive to be massive lol cows. I'm amazed they don't put their hand out for a cut of the ad revenue when we make videos about them that get heaps and heaps of views. I mean, some of the shit they say is so fucking dumb. It almost seems tailor-made for YouTube lols. Like recently when Fisty made that video where she looked all concerned and complained about Carl's use of helicopters and dropping people out of helicopters, as if he's actually got a helicopter sitting in his backyard that he drops people out of from time to time. It's almost unbelievable. It's totally fucking hilarious, and it makes for great YouTube content. I'm all for it. Cheers, cunt.
Alright, so Kevin Logan is someone that I'd only heard of. I'd never really encountered him before. I never thought that, you know, it would be, I would bump into him because I felt like maybe he'd already blocked me because he seemed like one of those people that, you know, regularly talks to Steve Shive, so therefore I must be blocked and stuff like that. So, so I didn't really think that I would ever be on his radar, or that, you know, he would even make a video about me, kind of berating me and like talking, you know, saying these untruthful things about me. But listen, at the end of the day, you know, I didn't really watch the video that he put out of me. It doesn't really bother me that he's talking shit about me, and ultimately, you know, if he's if he's gonna freak out about, you know, Nazis coming around the corner and like opening up camps in the States and the UK, then I mean, he can keep freaking out about that, but that is a reality that I don't live in, and I'm not gonna fault him for living in that reality, but it's one that really does not mesh with mine at all. So the best thing I can really say to Kevin Logan is have a sweet life, dude. Have a sweet life.
I just don't understand why SJWs focus on tiny, mundane shit like this instead of focusing on the big, actual, huge problems that you think they would be fucking screaming about. Hey SJWs, in Muslim countries they persecute gays, minorities and treat women like property. The alt-right's numbers are growing through your own actions. In Chechnya, they're rounding up gay people and actually putting them into death camps. Never mind that fake Nazi shit you're always complaining about. This is some real Nazi shit. You know how much you hate Nazis. Sargon just said something edgy.
Thank you for everybody who took the time to be part of this collaboration. I really appreciate it. I want everyone watching this to go check out the channel links in the description. It'll be everybody involved. Make sure you guys go sub to these people. If you like this, please feel free to mirror this or the first one that I did. And make sure you put their channel links in the description as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I think we really got quite a bit of insight into this. If you like this video and you want to hear more similar to it, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the section down below. I'm always interested in what you guys have to say. If you want to reach out to talk to me, please go to my Minds, Gab, and Twitter, all in the description. All are at Sinatra Says. If you're feeling generous, my PayPal and Patreon are both linked in the description. Until next time, my friends.